Are you thinking about whether it's time to buy a brand new home or maybe even think about buying a resale home? We've got some tips for you coming right up with the pros and the cons for buying versus building. Hey everyone, it's Richard Payne here from Halifax Homes and Lifestyles at eXp Realty, right here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And if you're here because you found some really great content, then do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button below, smash the bell, because we're gonna give you a ton of information. There's lots of videos that we've already done all about the home buying, the home selling, where to live, best neighborhoods. And today we're gonna give you some pros and cons about buying versus building. So first of all, let's take a quick look at building a house. Now, biggest advantage really of building a house is the fact that you're gonna get everything you want. It's a brand new house, it's nice and shiny, so it's going to literally be perfect. There's going to be no repairs, there's going to be no repainting. You get to choose the siding, the roof shingles, you get to choose the kitchen, the trim, you get to choose everything about the whole house. And that's really the biggest thing that we're finding people are looking for, especially in today's market in Halifax when we know there's not a lot of resale houses for sale. So maybe you have to look down that new build option. So that's one of the biggest things that is a positive for building a brand new house. You're also going to find as well that there is absolutely no repairs to be done. There's no taking any wallpaper off, there's no repainting, there's nothing to do. So it is literally move in ready, and that is going to be pretty appealing to a lot of people right now, especially in the Halifax market. You might also, depending on the realtor and depending on the builder and depending on the market, which right now is crazy hot because where are we at? February 2021. So maybe you can try and get a few extras thrown in. We know that when you're looking at a brand new build, it does not come as part of the actual package for the house with any appliances whatsoever. It also doesn't come with any landscaping. Also doesn't come with the driveway being paved, which in winter you're going to appreciate. So maybe there's something to actually negotiate into the deal to actually get some extras like that thrown in, because they're not standard. So make sure you kind of ask for those and see if you can get them built in. Now let's look at some of the cons of buying a brand new house. Well, the first con really is right now the length of time. You know, we used to be, going back like about 2 years, used to be about 6 months. Sign the agreement, get the keys in 6 months. Lots of stuff in between, but like that's the basic premise of what you would do. Right now we're on 12 months. So if you sell your home and you're looking to buy a new home, there isn't really a lot of stuff like what we call spec homes available right now, where the builder has started building the house and then you just kind of do the last month, in which case everything's chosen. So that's one of the biggest cons, is length of time, because maybe it's not going to be such a great idea to stay with the in-laws, stay with the parents again, pretend like you're 18, and actually stay with them for a length of time until you get the keys. So that's really the biggest drawback, is going to be length of time taken to build that house. The other thing that we're going to look at as well that can be a little bit of a factor, a bit of a con against building a new house, is the price. Imagine you're walking into that car dealership and you see the brand new car. You know as well as I do that as soon as you drive that car off the lot, you've lost a chunk of money off the price. And it's the same thing with houses. There's definitely a little bit extra in terms of the cost and the price you're going to pay, because it's a brand new house, it's bright, it's shiny. So that's definitely going to be one of those things that, you know, if you kind of look at that house, find the same neighborhood, but let's go, I don't know, like 5 years ago, that same house is going to be a little bit more, not exactly cheaper, because that's not the word that we're looking for, but maybe it's going to be better value for money, because let's also look at some of the things that we talked about that we could try and get as add-ons. So, you know, the painting has already been done. The landscaping is a little bit more mature, the driveway is paved, it's more established with trees around it. So, you know, even though it might be like 5 to 7 years old, then some of those things are done. So again, that counts against when you're looking at building a new home. Let's look at what happens if you buy what we call, for want of a better term, a resale home. So it's a house that's already been built, you're not the first owner, and therefore they're going to call it a resale home. Well, the first thing is it could well be less expensive. Now, this is the Halifax market, so take that with a little bit of a pinch of salt, because we know that we're in multiple offers. We know that prices are going over asking price. So, you know, maybe that's not such a factor anymore, but well, it probably is, because we also know that if you looked at the building a new house, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than it used to be as well. So you're probably going to be able to get it for a little bit less in terms of price than a brand new house. You're also going to find that buying a resale house, everything is done. The appliances are already included because we'll negotiate those into the agreement. You're also going to find that the landscaping is done, that probably the lot is a little bit more mature. You've got more trees around. It's not just been clear cut by the developer. So those are definitely factors that are going in its favor. So when you look at that, let's look at some of the cons of buying a house. Well, the cons are kind of the opposite of the pros, which basically means that yeah, it's been painted already, and maybe it's got crazy carpet in there. Maybe the paint color is just like wild, and therefore when you move in, you're gonna have to repaint the whole house. Maybe there's carpets in there. You know, there's all sorts of things that you're just gonna have to kind of put up with. And so long as the house is like a 7 out of 10 in terms of like where it is, the design factors inside, the kitchen layout, the amount of bedrooms, is there a basement, all of these things will make a house a 7 out of 10. You know, it's quite easy to overlook the paint, but you're going to have to do it, and maybe there's some time and effort involved. Let's also look at some of the other factors in the roof, the windows, the flooring, the appliances. Maybe they are pretty old and you're going to have to replace them in a year's time. So there's all of these factors that you kind of got to look at that goes, yeah, you know what, those are some of the cons of buying a house, is that stuff is going to be a little bit older. Maybe you need to start thinking about budgeting for repair work on that straight off the get-go. That's fine if the price of the house is a little bit lower. Maybe that works out for you. So that's the other thing that you've got to kind of consider as one of the kind of things that's a bit of a con on a resale house. So those are all our pros and cons of buying the house versus building the house. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to get hold of me. Also, hit that subscribe button again at the bottom, because you want to stay informed of all the videos that we've got coming up. And if you have any questions on anything, you've got all the details, just get in touch.